So is this a prequel to Machete, or was Machete later?
Between driving the kids to school
Mommy's mimicking me! Mommy's mimicking me!
and putting them to bed,
Good night.
no one would ever guess that Mom and Dad are the world's top secret agents.
What's his name? Trejo? Something?
Danny Trejo.
Danny Trejo.
The character's name, Danny Trejo.
It was, I know, I haven't seen Machete, but I know he's in some crazy ass movie called Machete. And then the character, and I was like, is this a tie-in? Like, it's just the same guy?
It is a tie-in, yeah.
That is the same guy?
I don't
Machete?
know where it takes place in the Machete universe, but it is the same Machete from Machete, and Machete Kills, and Machete Kills again, Machete Kills in space.
Like, I always love how, like, the fourth movie in every series is in space.
We've got to follow her.
Not for long.
What'd you do?
Your parents are international spies.
But I was kind of confused about this movie because, like, on one hand, I understand it's like a kid movie, it's a family movie. But then, like, on the other hand, it's like, I really think that in some of these situations they would whip out a gun and just start murdering. Like those like, they're not even people, like those thumb robots or whatever.
A thumb. A real life.
Like, okay, we don't want,
We're jumping straight in. Let's go to the top.
Okay, plot summary. Spy Kids.
First, let's get something clear about these kids. They're spies.
They don't start off with
Their parents are
Right.
spies.
Well,
supposedly, but they're terrible
I
at it.
still think this is a
The
good
parents
entry
are in
point.
retirement.
They're spies by lineage.
spies by lineage.
They have inherited.
Yeah, hereditary spies.
But something's gone wrong.
My parents can't be spies. They're not cool enough. That's cool.
The parents decide to go back into the spy game to find these missing, additional missing spies
That they knew.
that they knew.
Yeah.
And the dad believes they're minions of Floop.
Floop.
Floop's
Floopers.
And so they decide to get back in the game to go find them, and they get kidnapped, so the kids have to go rescue their parents. And it currently holds a 93% by critics and a 45% from viewers.
That's really...
That's
like that's
really high review.
That's like the opposite I would expect. Because I would think audiences, this is intended for kids and families or whatever. I figured, families would be like, yeah, it was a nice, kid movie or whatever. I figured the audience would like it and the critics would be like, this is total crap. It's garbage. But critics loved it and audiences didn't.
I'm trying to think why critics would give it like that's like borderline Godfeather.
That's like giving
That's
it an award.
really high.
That's
And so
very high.
I'm wondering if it's because maybe the screenplay, because the screenplay has a pretty simplistic structure
Well,
of
it's got that Robert Rodriguez type.
back in the day, yeah, not now.
I was kind of surprised
I mean, he's
actually by
done
the
such great
stars.
classics as-
I was kind of surprised by the number of stars in this movie. Like, I didn't know anything about Spy Kids except for that presumably there are kids and there are spies. I read the title and I was like, all right, Netflix, let's watch this. And then Antonio Banderas showed up. And I was like, hold on. Hold on, I'm not watching an Antonio Banderas movie.
Wasn't he like fresh off of Desperado in that
Yeah.
one? No?
Yeah, which was also that was a Rodriguez
As well.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
So I mean, these guys were all hot off the press from
Yeah, Alan Cumming,
Cumming.
Tony Shalhoub, who
fucking George Clooney's at the end.
Who cares about George? Tony Shalhoub was up in this movie wearing a Dr. No getup, and
Sexiest man alive, Tony Shalhoub.
Tony Shalhoub, who I almost met once. My friend went to a movie showing of his in Spokane. And for some reason, Tony Shalhoub was going to see his own movie in Spokane, and he got to meet Tony Shalhoub. And earlier that night, I was like, I'm not going. I don't want to watch a Tony Shalhoub movie. And my friend was like, well, I met Tony Shalhoub.
What is a Tony Shalhoub movie? I feel like that's not just like it's a Tony Shalhoub. You know the rest,
Yes, I'm not in the mood for Tony Shalhoub.
I'm not
movie.
aware of like the Tony Shalhoub auteur.
I was like 15 at the time
Mark.
too, so this was not like I was an expert on movies. I was like, Tony Shalhoub, I'm not gonna see a Tony Shalhoub movie. I really just didn't want to see a movie, and I was like, I need an excuse.
Not another Tony Shalhoub.
But now I love him because I missed my chance to meet a star.
Agent Cortez. Wonderful to see you again.
Daryl Sabara, who plays the lovable spy boy kid, Junie, lived down the street from me for a long time.
And you could have stopped all of this madness.
Well, the thing is, the madness was 2/3 over by the time he moved.
It had already begun.
Yeah.
And it was a train in motion. There was no preventing.
You
Spy
could've-
Kids 4.
You just could have stopped the one with Joel McHale.
What?
Yeah,
Joel
I'm
McHale.
not even
Spy
aware
Kids
of that.
4.
Spy Kids 4 has Jessica Alba and Joel McHale.
I haven't seen.
2011, I believe it is, which means that he shot it just before he started shooting Community.
I didn't.
That's amazing.
I didn't see any of the others. Obviously, I haven't seen any of these. But my wife warned me. She was like, Spy Kids is good. Watch Spy Kids. And I was like, oh look, Netflix has like all of them. And she was like, just watch Spy Kids. So
Well, the second one has Steve Buscemi as like the main character who also
Sold.
Do you think God stays in heaven because he too lives in fear of what he's created? Here on earth? Stop looking at me like that. I'm no loon.
Yeah, it's
Steve
good.
Buscemi.
Steve Buscemi. The
I'm
third
in.
one has Bill Paxton.
Bill Paxton is a. How are they getting these people in these movies?
It's a Bill Paxton. We know the rest.
It's Bill Paxton. I'm not gonna watch a Bill Paxton movie. Like, how are they doing this though? Like, is
Tony Shalhoub and Bill Paxton star in.
Is the work that
Spy
bad?
Boys.
Is it so dried up that Bill Paxton is like Spy Kids 73? All right, I'm not doing anything else.
Now, the only two people who can save them are their kids.
I think it's up to us. You with me. Okay.
Did you ever hang out with Daryl?
Well, not really. He was kind of aloof because of his star power, you know. But he came to my elementary school as a 5th grader. We were in the same grade. So,
Did you beat him up and take his lunch money?
no. But when we were like about to move into middle school, we went to go tour the place first, as you do, because when you're in the public school system, they like introduce you to the next school you're going to go to.
They want to
before go
ease
there.
you into the hell.
It's not like an open house because like you're just getting pipelined from place to place, really. But he got pantsed by 8th graders.
Yes.
Or that was the rumor, at least. I didn't see it happen. But
I
everyone
choose to
talked
believe
about
it. I choose to believe it.
But I would see him walking his dogs all the time on my street, just like on his cell phone.
Like robot dogs.
He's in middle school
I mean,
walking
they
his
could have
dogs
been.
on his cell phone, talking to Robert De Niro or whoever. I don't know if I want to do Godfather 4.
So there are spies going missing.
So
Alright.
Floop is in. He mentioned something about like billions of dollars at his control, and this bad guy who's played by Robert Patrick, who played the T2 or
The T1000.
Liquid, yeah, T1000,
Liquid Metal
sorry.
T1000.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is your big idea?
And he's in it, and he's very upset with the money going towards the show. Which, to be honest, it's pretty impressive how he's spent that $1 billion.
Well, he's got a holodeck.
He's got a
holodeck.
holodeck.
He's
He's
got.
got
He could be doing
constant minion, robotic
He could be doing
minions.
so. I really don't understand the premise. Like, why is he tied into all of this evil crap when he's like rich as hell? He's got hologram technology.
He's got a castle on the sea.
He's got a
Yeah.
castle on the sea. He's got his own
When
show.
people get rich, they pretty much never get corrupted and turn evil, right?
He's
Money
got-
is a good thing inherently.
He has the ability to do instant plastic surgery.
Well, yeah.
On anyone. He can make anyone look like anything.
He could turn him into crazy monsters. Why does he need this deal with the T1000?
Why not take that to LA and open up a booth?
Yeah, I'd
where you
also.
just take people's faces and
It's
make
a-
them far more handsome.
you know, and why
then
haven't
do headshots?
why haven't
Maybe
the
it's a
Koch
social
brothers bought
commentary.
hot-
I don't understand like how that works actually, because we see him screwing around with clay, and then like he makes like someone's face, he makes like an Antonio Banderas face, and then he fucks it up. And then we don't see him really put it into a machine or anything. Like they just lay him down on a table, and then it's like, boom, you're weird. And it's like,
It's got the Microsoft Kinect.
yeah, he just shows it to like
See
the
it, see
camera,
what's happening.
and it's like make Antonio Banderas look like this idiot, and then boom, it happens.
It's not a question of why doesn't he do bigger things with this technology. It's why is the guy who invested so angry that these are the amazing technologies that have come out of his investment. Because these are all things that could be sold very easily. You should be like, oh yeah, okay, keep doing that, but also get on the world domination thing, please.
Well, supposedly Robert Patrick is like, he's some kind of big military bigwig, secret agent, operator, whatever the heck, and he wants his robot army. but they've already got the robot army. Like, he's got the thumb people, which are really stupid and ineffective.
And really
Kind of
great
clones, too,
clone
which is
robots of kids.
And he's got clone robots of kids
that are
like
very good.
and it's like,
Oh my gosh, I remember
oh well,
that.
they can't.
But they
pass,
just don't speak.
They can't pass for regular
long.
kids. Well, you want a robot army though. Like, you really don't need dialogue with these robot children. Like, the fact that they're super strong and could break someone's head off of their freaking body should be enough. Like, you really don't need them to dance and sing and caper and all this other stupid crap.
But this is a world where there's a guy with a shop of oddities that is literally magic. There's just magic gadgets all throughout this, and he just has a corner shop.
electro gumballs and
That don't
crazy-
always work.
So don't trust the rapper.
Yeah.
Machete's not responsible for nobody but Machete.
But that's not what family is.
We're just brothers. Cain and Abel were brothers. Look how they ended up.
I don't think that when you order an army of robot clones, you would normally check the make them dance and sing box. But they should be able to do that because it's really just an indicator of their agility and ability to perform complex tasks. Not like, oh, good, they can dance. You know, like what am I going to use the dancing
Well,
for?
but it's like-
Nothing, obviously.
well, it's
but
like
if they can dance, that means that they could, take out a whole room full of really advanced martial artists or
Well,
something like that,
well,
right?
but I mean,
Think
like-
ahead.
I mean, like, just in the show, though, like, we even demonstrate that they're effective at doing, like, go snatch and grab these other kids and do this other stuff. And they achieve it without needing to talk. So, what's the problem? Just buy them.
Why do they have to look like kids? Anyways, the spies are going missing.
Yeah, spies are going, let's move
And
on.
Antonio Banderas looks at the TV, and he realizes that maybe this is one of the spies on the television that looks all fucked up.
Kid-sized robots fit in carry-on compartments. That's the answer to your question from earlier, by the way.
Okay.
Really quick, I'm gonna say the word floop, and I want floop to be dubbed in every time we say fuck. Floop.
Floop.
Floop. Floop.
Floop.
So every time we say,
Plays it with floop.
okay, I like it.
Fuck.
Junie, why did you watch that show?
So so the kids, their parents go missing, and they have to go find them. How do they know that it's with Floop? Are they just following the clues that were left, or are they just?
Yeah, I think they didn't really know what was going on initially, and then I think the trader lady showed up and kind of gave it all away for some reason.
Okay, that's right. Yeah, so they have their secret hideout. They go there, and then they have
Something-
the jetpack scene.
Something that's kind of odd about the movie, I don't want to, backtrack, but the spies are retired. They don't do spy crap anymore. But then, like, in the very next scene, after we've established that they don't do spy crap anymore, we show them doing spy crap. Like, they're still heavily involved in spy crap. And
They're
they even have their
consultants.
kids. They're consultants.
It
but-
says that they're consultants.
Except for that, even though they're retired and they don't want their kids to know about this life and be involved in it, they have them training in like a jungle gym every day, like doing crazy gymnastic stuff that kids would not be doing. Like they've got a rope course in their
Jimmy
backyard.
Floop.
tries to kill his sister by throwing a dumbbell at her. When
Yeah,
she
he throws a
insults him.
freaking dumbbell.
dumbbell.
It shatters a vase, and it's like, dude, what is going on with you? And how does he have bully problems? This kid hurled a dumbbell at his sister, and he's taking shit from a 9-year-old? Like, come on.
He's a Gandhi type. Oh my god, that's why this movie's.
The type of Gandhi that still throws shit at his sister.
He's only Gandhi to non-familial people.
Yeah. They never resolved that, too. I was kind of disappointed that they never went back at the end of the movie and had him whip the shit out of that kid that gave him crap. But whatever, that's okay. I don't need kids beating each other up in my movies. I just would like more children fighting.
I want to clarify this real quick. Junie and Carmen were not friends in real life because when Daryl Sabara came to my school, they had a Q&A session and everyone asked him that.
Are you guys friends in real life?
Yeah, and he said no.
He's like, no, I hate that bitch.
Well, not in those words.
I hate that.
Actually, a lot of people were asking if they were
Flooper.
actually brother and sister, too.
No, of course. Are you stupid?
Well,
Like,
I
no,
mean,
we're actors.
We were all 5th grade or lower, so
We're also
yeah.
not spies.
How to be a spy. Good spy puts himself in the mindset of the opponent. Ew, gross. What do you see? You.
I actually did enjoy this movie. I had some fun. I think like the last quarter of it dragged on a little bit for me. I was like, let's wrap it up. Enough weird transformation bullshit. Like, get it done.
I think as a kids' film, this film is incredibly immersive. Like,
I actually got tied into it. Yeah.
everything is so just matter of fact, and they don't like question anything. And as an audience member, I don't question it until I am able to be critical in my life. So
Yeah, after the movie, when I'm thinking back on it, I'm like, well, why this and why that, and etc. But while I was watching it, I was actually able to just kind of watch and enjoy it, and I actually had what we call fun, and I had fun watching this movie, which is very rare now. They don't put that in movies anymore.
I think okay, so like when we talked about Boondock Saints, we said it was baby's first Tarantino. This is literally an action movie director directing a film to prime kids for the genre and like to entertain kids and not to make a movie for everyone that's kind of for kids. I mean, it's really not for adults. I mean, it's not.
But if you for some reason were one of those people who procreate and you have children, which I think is terrible, I would never
Procreate
do it.
and have children.
If you do both of those things, if you have little people in your house and they were watching the movie, I assume you would be able to sit down and enjoy it with them and watch it.
And this is a film that I would gladly like show a kid. I think it's fun, yeah.
I
CG
agree
was-
with that he's priming kids for a better genre, but he did that like 5 more times afterwards with 3 more sequels.
There are a
to
lot of
it.
different kinds
Shark
of
Boy
kids.
and Lava Girl.
What
I mean,
the
it's
what
his-
Shark Boy and Lava Girl?
Oh yeah.
We'll get to that.
It's no use! I'll melt the bridge! This place inflames me.
Get to
I
that.
really like Robert Rodriguez, but I think he just jumps all over the place, and I like how grounded Spy Kids is, and that's hard for me to say because that movie's not grounded at all. It's all over the place. It's like,
crazy.
But I think
it's crazy. There's a lot of crazy shit
a lot of
happening.
insane stuff goes
But
on.
it's fairly immersive and it's fairly simplistic, and the characters have clearly set motivations. They know what they want to do and they know how to get to it.
I think for younger audience, you have to kind of hey, movie's happening. All right, cool. Yeah, we're back. All right, movie. Hey, hey, back on the movie. All right, cool. We're good. All right, let's go.
That's why they keep it colorful and have a lot of deformed clones.
That was the only thing I would say. If there was one gripe I had with this movie, it's that like we could have used less like horribly monsterized people and scenes of people getting like hands all over their heads.
Do you not do well with like actual horror movies?
I love
like oh no.
I love horror movies. I just think like
His
for a
face is
family
hands.
movie for like kids, like it's kind of weird.
And I remember disliking that as a kid.
Yeah,
I remember
it's-
thinking like that's weird. I don't like that.
It's like Antonio Banderas literally like basically just tortures the guy, and it's like I'm not gonna push the button, I'm gonna make you push the button. And it's like
Yeah, but then Tony Shalhoub's like, all right, and he does it. And he's
I know
excited about
it's still
it.
kind of dark though. That's
He
even
gets
weirder
off
though.
it.
It's even worse that he likes it. Like the first time, like no, don't do that. That's mean. And then he's like, yes,
I think
give me crazy handhead.
I think that's what makes this movie a Shaloub.
Yeah, that's what makes this a Tony Shalhoub movie.
It's a real Shaloub.
Tony Shalhoub's
Yeah, he really
hand.
Shaloubed it. Shaloubed me up.
Yes. Promising. Thank you. You couldn't possibly. No, but you can. Don't let go. Fools.
They're on their way now, sir.
Minion? What happened to your head?
Oh, don't worry. I think it's reversible.
But I kind of going back to the immersiveness and kind of the priming aspects of this movie, I just like that it's this kind of bizarre, like, who would think to make this movie? But then in addition to that, Machete is in it, so you know that it's in the canon universe of Robert Rodriguez. You know what I mean? It's
Speaking
like,
of his canon universe, he's got a huge cinematic universe.
Yeah.
With like 3
Yeah.
Machete films, 4 Spy Kids films. I'm pretty sure Machete's in From Dusk Till Dawn. I know Danny Trejo
no, he is. So which lets you know that it's also part of the parallel universe in which all of the Tarantino films reside.
So
Right?
put all
there's
these
like
movies
this
in a
like
timeline.
once removed cousin relationship between Daryl Sabara and like, you know,
I'm pretty sure you can eventually get
Django.
this to the Saint Elsewhere universe. Like it's probably in there. We probably have enough tie-in.
I want to see this family tree.
So Spy Kids is actually just in the mind of an autistic child.
Never really happened.
I believe it.
Regarding Machete, the final scene where they have to fight the 500 robots and they all decide to take like 100 of each.
And they're like,
We
have one
need
more person.
And Machete just
I knew
like,
it.
launches
I called
in.
it. I was like,
and then lands right next to him and is ready to go.
I'll take the 100 on the right. Ingrid, you take the 100 on the left. Carmen, 100 center left. Junie, center right. It'll work. It'll work.
It's 500 total, Dad. We need one more person.
Isidore. Hello, little brother.
It's because it's like, who says that? Who says that when they're counting like the people that are going to slaughter them?
Antonio
Like,
Banderas
we
is
need one more person. And then it's like window, and it's like that split second before he bursts through. I was like, and here comes Danny Trejo. Boom!
Yeah. But yeah,
I really wanted Danny Trejo to beat the shit out of 100 robot children.
Yeah!
I was so pumped for it. And then like when they rushed him, they were like cowering, and I was like, no, Danny Trejo.
It's like he was there. Like he was there listening. He could hear them.
He was
and knew what
waiting for them
happening.
to give him a cue to come.
it's
in.
like
Rather than jumping
Wonder
in-
from Arrested Development.
Rather than jumping in to help them when they needed help earlier in the scene, he waited until he had an opportunity to beat the floop out of a bunch of children.
He was like hanging around outside that window just listening, be like, no, this isn't a good entrance. That's not a good entrance. Oh, we need one more guy. There we go.
I also love, and there's a lot of like nods to like adult jokes in there when Junie asks Flute like, "Are we too late to go rescue them?" or something like that.
and then
he
the camera
presses
too late.
All of the screens say "too late." It's so good.
Can you shut them down from here?
It's too late.
I felt good to actually laugh again. Like,
It's been a long time.
when the
When
movie
was the
nods
last
and
time?
says, "Yeah, we know, we know."
I think
It's
the last,
cool.
I think
Yeah.
the last time I had fun and actually genuinely enjoyed like being alive, I was maybe like 3, and
Damn.
my stepdad was doing like the peekaboo thing.
I was like 3.
I was like 3. I don't remember it, but people tell me I was really happy.
You have
so-
really made it a long way for someone who experiences no joy in their life whatsoever.
Oh, yeah, I'm barely
That's pretty
hanging on.
cool. Wow, man.
Now, they're on a mission
I knew this was gonna happen!
to stop an evil genius.
You promised us an army, Mr. Flute. They're very capable robots, and I can make them look like anyone.
So, on a scale of critics and crowd, critics being you loved it, crowd being you hated it, David, what would you give it?
I hate to always say critics, but I'd say critics. Although, like, I mean, honestly, I don't think I'm gonna watch Spy Kids again. So I guess in that way, I am among the audience, the crowd, as it were. But I think I'm trying to be as objective about it as I can. I think I would show this to kids. I would like if I had kids, I'd be like, hey, watch Spy Kids. This is gonna be fun. Let's do this. So I'm gonna say critics.
Cool. Matt?
I'm gonna say critics, but the CR at the beginning are from crowd, so it's a portmanteau. I'm sort of between, you know, like it's got the fun elements for sure. I can understand why the critics loved it. I can understand why it's trash also. I'm just not particularly moved by Spy Kids. It might help that I am only operating from my like having viewed it as a child. I think
And
you guys all
so close to it.
yeah.
Really,
yeah.
you were just
And-
immersed by
and
it
let me
on a
say,
day-to-day
living
basis.
down the street from Daryl Sabara just pops that Spy Kids bubble completely. There's no
Do people
mystery
mistake
left
you
about
The
it.
movie magic is lost on you because you've seen
Yeah.
him in real life and you know he's not an actual spy.
It's
kid.
like when you see your hero in person, you're like, oh
And
my
he's like-
gosh,
and he's
can I
like-
have your autograph? And then they're like, no, I suck.
It's like watching Terminator 2 and then seeing Arnold on the beach.
You know, that
with, like, a
relatable
fat
experience.
gut, and it's like the T-800 has really let go.
Rescue their parents and save the world.
Gotcha!
I mean, not to say that, you know, Daryl Sabara was a schlub. It's just, you know.
Shalhoub, as it were.
Flew that.
Nick?
I'm gonna go. What did the critics give it?
93%.
I'm gonna say that's fair. I did enjoy this movie. I was able to get into it. I will say that I hate children and every aspect of children, but I did enjoy this, and I'm not sure if that's because I watched Grandma's Boy before I watched this, which we will talk about Grandma's Boy, but yeah, I think that only a little bit of that magic and hope came from, you know, being so disappointed by Grandma's Boy. I really did enjoy this movie. I think the critics were right.
I watched it in the opposite direction. So Spy Kids made. We'll get there.
I too enjoyed Spy Kids. I would side with critics on this. I think they're a bit high on there, but I understand as a kids film. It's totally immersive. I remember loving it as a kid, and I like watching it again and seeing how actually really well written it is. It's a solid film. It's a solid, enjoyable film. Yeah, I like it. It's good.
I would show it to little humans.
I would show it to my seed. Speaking of seed, have you guys seen Grandma's Boy?
Never send a grown-up to do a kid's job. Spy Kids. Real spies. Only smaller.